Hello, this is Maggie Hernandez Knight, welcoming you to the Mariposa Rise Metamorphosis podcast. The format of this podcast is a Q&A where I'll be sharing both client questions that have already been answered and listener-submitted questions sent to expand@mariposarise.com. The lovely wake-up call. I urge you, for those of you that have been lucky enough not to have one in your life yet, don't wait, because things are so much more difficult when you do have one, and I'll explain. I, for many years, was very sad, depressed, and angry, and there were many taps on the door. I think life was constantly trying to send me the message, Maggie, wake up, you're unhappy. Maggie, wake up, you're sad. Maggie, wake up, you're angry. Wake up, your relationships are not working. Knock, knock, knock. The job situation isn't working. And I was just ignoring everything, feeling like this is the normal process of life and things are difficult. Life is a constant challenge. And to a degree, yes it is, but when you have that kind of constant rapping on the door and you consistently ignore it, you're asking for trouble. And the truth is, the trouble comes like this. You end up sick, you end up in deep depression, you end up with serious psychological problems that you now need to then resolve in ways that are so much more difficult. I feel like we at that point are trying to swim against the tide, right? Which is so much more difficult than swimming with the wave. And so why not begin that process so much earlier? We do live in an era where we are minding our health and wellness so much more than ever before. And we're no longer satisfied with putting on the Band-Aid and waiting until we have a serious health issue to take care of ourselves. So even the medical industry is changing, where people are turning more to natural means and prevention as a way to care for themselves. And we need to do the same with everything else in our life. Don't wait for something to be catastrophic in order to start paying attention. And I understand that we do it for a reason. We as human beings are very motivated by things like fear or moments of extreme joy. And it simply is that we as human beings are driven by our emotions. So the moment that we feel something in either direction, we are motivated, right? There's nothing that motivates us more than a serious illness or when something traumatizing happens in your life. We are absolutely motivated to do something, to take action. And if we look at the beginning of the year, the new year comes in, we're setting our new year resolution, we're excited, so the emotions are driving us then too. And if we wait for the catastrophic inspiration, then we truly are asking for much more work than we really have to take on. I, for one, ended up spending thousands of dollars and a lot of time in therapy, going to workshops and all kinds of trainings and therapeutic events for the course, I would say, of, I don't know, it's been maybe 20 years. And I do believe that had I started sooner, I would have had results so much earlier and easier than what I did in the end. And so for you, if you look at your own life and you don't want to wait for that extreme wake-up call, begin to bring awareness to those little knocks on the door. Like, what is life trying to say to you? What are the messages? What is happening consistently? What kind of patterns are you seeing? Are there bad relationships that end in a similar way with people with the same kinds of issues? For example, if we are in an abusive relationship, have we been there before? Have we chosen partners again and again that are abusive? That is, in essence, a way that life is saying to you, hey, this is not working. Let's make a change. Let's do something a little bit different. And if you're having trouble with work and you find yourself in the same kind of situation over and over again, either with extremely negative people or in a job situation that just isn't right for you, it's not necessarily your calling or something that you feel means anything to you, that doesn't make you feel like you're giving something important and necessary in the world, then that is another way that life is saying to you, wake up, listen to me. A lot of times we ignore situations. For example, we may do lots for people and feel like we're not getting anything in return, and we may be giving from a place that's very empty. In essence, we are working ourselves to the bone, giving so much and not feeling like life is giving us anything back. And that can definitely build resentment and anger that over time eats away at us, sometimes physically. And I've been there, most definitely. Even recently, about a year ago, I was once again in another collapse, feeling completely burned out from doing so much for other people, specifically clients, friends, neighbors, etc. I am a helper. Very naturally, I help and I do for other people, but I very easily neglect my own hopes and dreams. And so there came that feeling of like, wait a minute, what about me? What about my health? What about my well-being? What about my hopes and dreams? And when you don't do that and you don't focus on yourself and make yourself a priority, you can begin to feel resentful. And so I had to rethink my life as a coach, as an individual, and go deeper, go much deeper in, and ask myself the questions: what is it that I need for myself at this moment in my life? What would make me feel good inside? What do I need to do on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis to satisfy my own desires and my own goals and my own dreams? And I've been finding a lot of enjoyment in the things that have in the past pleased me so much that I let go of. So I've started to dance again and become more physical. That makes me very, very happy. And making it my priority to take more care of me and refocus my energies on me. And so I'm hoping that you will use my troubles as inspiration to look deeper at your own situation, and listening to those little knocks on the door is so important, so that you don't have to wait for the big wake-up call, for the illness or the dramatic explosion to happen between you and someone else in your life. So wishing you all the best. I'm done for now. Be well y hasta la próxima, mariposas.